So we are live.
All right.
Alright, good evening. Just
Can
let
you
me
catch me the
control.
real page?
Yeah.
This the real page, boss. So good evening, everyone. So welcome to the Debrief TV show. Happy to have everyone here. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, productive weekend, or week actually, because we just coming off the weekend anyhow. So we just hope that you had a really good week. And it's always a privilege to be here with you to do when you're talking over me, guys. To be a part of the debrief show. The money gets far a little bit for the money. Yeah, just get far. Yeah, just slightly you're right a little bit.
I was right in the middle as a guess.
Yeah. So I said sorry about that. Welcome to the show. And we hope you had a really good week. Now we're going to begin shortly, but what we're going to also ask for each and every one of you, as usual, to share the link. It helps us a lot to get the show across. We have an exciting guest here for you guys today. And the more you share, then the more we're able then to reach those that we have to reach. So we're encouraging you to share. As usual, we just take a minute or two, to share the link with everyone that is waiting for us for the show to go live. So we give us a moment while we share, but we encourage you that you share. Go up on the page and pull the link, gentlemen. Because don't forget, you can't share the link. Because
The money is sent.
the money sent it to you. I'm gonna see God. Thank God that the money every week to help us. The two young people that don't know how to be so savvy with the technology of today.
That's what you know about the younger one.
Yeah, you aging out, right?
So I aging backwards probably.
Right. So today is going to be an interesting show. We want you to share your views, share your comments. We want to hear from you what you have to say today. As usual, we're going to allow for some call-ins on the show, and we're also going to allow for you to give any views and any takes on stuff that is going on in Barbados. And we always encourage you to play your part on this show. All right, we always enjoy the what we call the conversation with our guests. So please feel free to post, feel free to call in. Kimar, you're going to post the number. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so just to start off on a right footing, my name is Kimar Safri. I'm your host. To my left, you have Jeremy Bedford. Then you have Kimar Stewart. Then you have Damani Small. And then to my far right, you have Simon Allen, all co-hosts on the show. And I said we're going to leave our guest for last because he's a very interesting guest here today.
Oh, yeah.
And we know he always brings his perspective on things, regardless of public's opinions or not. But the country have gotten to know our guest as a very straight talker in Bajan dialect, and a man that doesn't stand for anything less, or doesn't stand for nonsense, rather. And an approach that has given him a household name in this country.
That's right.
Right? So without further ado, we would love to, like to say
Somebody
welcome.
asking us here if we tested for COVID.
Do you have to read everything that you see? Seriously.
We tested Adrian, we good.
Right? So we just want to welcome Senator Kasra Franklin to the show. We appreciate you taking time out. It's always a blessing to see when our superiors or our people in power or people in our high offices, as we like to, just using back the Bajan dialect, could take time out to sit with young people.
This is the first sitting member who was actually taking the opportunity to come here and sit with us young people and have a conversation. And to that, Senator Franklin, we must say thank you very much because you are brave.
We hope that others will definitely take from the page and follow suit to become guests here on the show. Nothing scary about us. Nothing scary about us at all. But we definitely want to thank you, Senator Franklin, for taking time out of your busy time and time away from snow. And the white. And the white. To be here with us to discuss your take on the future of Barbados and what's not. So I just want to say welcome to you, Senator Franklin. Thank you for taking time out to be with us today.
Thank you very much, and thanks for inviting me. Like you said just now that you have a very exciting guest, and I want to say there was another one. I don't know that I'm that excited, but I will try my best to live up to the billing that you gave me, but that's hard for you.
Well, you know, you have over the 2 years that we've seen you as the 2.5 years rather, we've seen you as senator and I think beyond that, we've always known you to be a very outspoken person, even as a trade unionist yourself. You know, speaking on people's behalf and for the betterment of the workers of Barbados. We've seen you speak out on a number of issues or a number of union issues. So we've always known you to be that. But obviously now coming to the Parliament of Barbados, you bring somewhat a level of liveliness to it. As some would say, the Parliament is too dead, but now you bring some level of liveliness. So which is good. And obviously coming out of the opposition that you also represent. So that is also well. We just as we're going to encourage you to share the links, share with persons, share your views. We're going to take some questions if you have questions for Senator Franklin, but we want to just start us off and just say, you know, Senator Franklin, the question is for the main thing, the headline that we put out there is your take on Barbados and on the future of Barbados. But before we get there, and I always like to tell people that we like to come back and go forward. Now, you're in Parliament, you're a trade unionist. What is your take on Barbados? Let's go back to election days. You know, no one knew whether people think they know seeing you in Parliament for the first, and you're not new to politics. You're not new to the whole thing. You've been around. What is your take on politics in Barbados before, and also what is your take on politics in Barbados now?
The biggest difference between politics of yesteryear, Tom Adams, Barrett era, and this era is that in those days, Barrett's days, you had people who came to give service to this country. You know, they wanted to make a difference. They were men and women who made something of themselves in most cases, and then decided, okay, well, the country was good to me, let me see if I can do something for the country. It is reversed now. We have a situation where people get into politics to see what they can get. And Barbados has become, despite what Transparency International is telling you, one of the most corrupt places on earth. You know, because people are now looking to see, I want 2 terms to get my pension, you know, because they have nothing else to offer. They have nothing to offer people. They don't. Some of them don't have a job outside of politics. So when they lose their seat and they go into opposition, they go into starvation. No, I'm serious.
Simon, is that you?
You know, because they don't have a job, but politics is their job. So it is no longer a desire to help this country to go forward. It is a desire to make a living. And that is the biggest difference between politics of yesteryear and politics of today. What we want now is to get some young people to overthrow the establishment and the major political parties, because those forces that we have right now, if they return to politics, it's going to be more of the same. We want people. We want people who are young, bright people who can make a difference in this country. Look, Miss Morley has a cabinet. How much are 24 now?
No, it's 23.
12 of them are cabinet material. You know, but they haven't got no job anywhere else. So you got to find a job for them so you make them ministers. You know, that's the biggest problem.
So you're saying
this is one of the biggest cabinets, but the last one is 26 in the Commonwealth. England had 24. 66 million people,
Mm-hmm.
and we have 200 some odd thousand, almost 300,000 people, and we got 26. Come on,
23.
well, it's 23 now.
Yes.
Well, it's still 23. It's still
So much.
because she said, Miss Motley said herself that Barbados needs maximum of 12 people. She said that to Francis, but he has 17.
It's actually 13.
She said, he has 17, and she said Barbados has 5 ministers, 5 from 17.
Okay.
So and then she came in and bring 26. So she knew that she had too many people, but they weren't working anywhere. She had to find work for them because she ensured her election by picking people who will support her. Then if it had came a tussle between she and some other faction in the Barbados Labour Party, so she secured the nomination of people who will support her. And as a result, most of them ain't got no talent. And Barbados needs talent.
I can't agree on
Call
that.
names on to say who these persons are. I mean, that's a little swipe that you're taking.
Well, you said that like basically when you take 12 of them in material, like if you want to identify when you said 12 of them are based on the ministries, or if you don't want to call them based on ministries that you think that are irrelevant.
Look, let me give you an example of ministries that are necessary. You remember under Oinatha, Cappy Greenwich had education, youth, culture, sport, and something else. Each one of them now, each one of those is a different ministry. Cappy is not one of the most vibrant politicians you've ever found, and some people even say he's lazy. But a lazy man managed that large ministry, and you have young people who in managing a fraction of what he had to do. You really tell me you need it?
But what would you say? What would you say when people say that the task that Barbados the task that Barbados the party had to take up, one in 2018, and then now with the enlarged challenges that we have in 2020 because of COVID, you need all hands on deck. I mean,
the answer to that is
you need all hands on deck.
no, that is their propaganda to justify what they were doing. Well, many has made light work.
But you had a lot of men from them
They were
that
right.
were cabinet ministers. Look, you had Frandl Stewart, right? You had Michael Lashley, Dennis Lowe, Christopher Sinclair, Adriel Brathwaite, the one that now get locked up in America or about to get locked up.
I'm not too sure you.
Donald Innes. I just speak that now, right? You had all of these men. You even had Arnie Walters at one point. You had the guy that was the former deputy governor.
Point, dear German.
Right? No. The point I'm making is that you had all of these men from the Democratic Labour Party who were at some point or another ministers in government, and Barbadians felt within themselves that they were not being serviced by anyone in that government, inclusive of the prime minister.
Well, you brought in
No.
you brought in two sets of people from two different governments. You talking about one party or you talking about
No, I talk about Democratic Labour Party government. And I purposely go over here because, yes, Miss Motley has a large cabinet. But if you walk around Barbados right now and you ask people, do you believe that the cabinet of Barbados is serving your interests? They will tell you yes.
You can't say so. You
Like,
can't
that's
say
a
so.
big lie. I ain't even gonna say
Hey,
that.
you can't speak
the
for
truth.
Barbados. No, you can't speak for Barbados.
Because
You can't
if you
speak
walk,
for Barbados.
I don't know who you're listening to, but if you walk
These
around
obviously.
Barbados right now, people will tell you
Miss
that the
Molly
prime
gives you a
minister
salary?
is.
Unfortunately, I get left out with cabinet.
Not because that sounds like somebody who was singing for the summer.
I'm not even on the board, no.
Scratch screen.
People in this country believe that
Yeah,
the
but
prime
you
minister
You can't
is
honestly
minister
believe
of
what you just
everything.
said.
So that's a lie. People believe that the prime minister is the minister of everything.
But no,
so you
Point
that's a
taken.
lie.
Hold on. And you know why the people will believe that the prime minister is the minister of everything? Because she has 30 seats, so she undoubtedly is the leader of this country.
Well, that's not what they mean by that.
No. They've got to give you a better. They've got to give you a better spread.
Every minister that's speaking, she hovering over the minister back like a flight. She ain't giving any ministers the time to express themselves. Or
But you-
articulate
you-
hold
But
on,
you see what happened when they
any
express
views.
themselves? Let's put a foot in the mouth.
Like Will Friday caused them to get fired.
Exactly.
Like John King. So the point that I'm
But
trying to
you-
make, the
Hold
point that
on,
I'm trying
hold
to
on,
make,
hold
if you're looking at succession, we cannot clearly identify persons who would take up the mantle.
Hold on, hold on,
If-
hold
Hold on.
on. There's
Wait,
one
wait,
prime
wait,
minister.
wait, wait,
Jermaine, give him a chance.
Wait,
Give him a
Sorry.
chance.
I want to respond.
Go ahead,
to the
Anthony.
youngster.
You cannot clearly identify persons who, based on showcase of talent or skill in their cabinet post, who deserves to be one appointed deputy prime minister. Two, in the unfortunate event that the prime minister has to vacate, would elevate to that level.
David Thompson had a deputy.
Did Frandl sir out of deputy?
Go ahead, Mr.
Hold on,
Frank.
hold on,
Hold on. Let me hear Mr. Scadro. Let me hear Mr.
That's
Frank.
the past.
Hold on.
That's the past.
But even so, let's be clear. Did Fonda Straw had any skill whatsoever to really be a successful leader, Prime Minister Barbados? No.
I think he had the
I want
opportunity
you-
to prove himself.
He has 7 years.
I feel it miserably in my opinion. Go ahead, Mr.
Am
Frank.
I so?
Now, Frandl was an accidental prime minister. He was never. It was never the
Intended.
intention of anybody in
Yes.
Barbados for him to become prime minister. But as things would happen, David Thompson died,
That's it.
and somebody had to fill the breach.
And because his seniority?
And he, not necessarily seniority.
Level
He
headed.
was not. He was the only fella that all of them could have some sort of confidence in. You
That
know,
man had real low confidence.
Trust me, yes.
At the time it was a dollar.
No, it was low. But
It was low.
Frandl was a safe pick.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
But
Yes.
hold on, let's catch. I want you. Hold on.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
They had confidence in him that they could do as they like if it was a Western movie or something.
Boy.
No,
Hold
they
on.
didn't know Frandl.
Really?
Enough. I tell you, no,
Hold on.
and
Hold
that,
on.
Hold on.
no, they didn't know Frandl, and they figured well Frandl was cool, and you were right. They can get a bit of a crap. The problem is that Frandl trick all of them.
How so?
I'll tell you how.
Get rid of all of them.
You remember when they had this
Eager
Eager
11, yeah.
11, boy.
I heard Frandl with my own ears say that if it is true, you know, if it is true, that he will deal with them. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if he get proof. But I suggest that he got the proof and they bought all of them down with him.
Oh man.
That last election, let me say though, was I mean,
Everyone, boy.
it was historic. It was devastating. We've never seen anything like that in Barbados.
You probably will in the next election.
I
Depending on
hope
these
not.
crappy
Boy,
members I want to pull in.
Boy, it's out of my
I'm
hands.
just saying.
It's left up to Caswell's, the party associated with
PDP.
bring some form of
PDP
opposition
man,
to-
you the official
to
opposition.
Barbados.
Yeah.
Hold on, the
It
question.
is not necessarily the party associated, but you make it sound like I'm not a member. I'm a founding member.
So you're running.
It was said here.
I never said that.
Never seen
Oh,
It
it.
was said here.
I,
What was he saying, sir?
you-
But let
you
me-
don't-
hold
on.
I wouldn't rule it out, but right now I don't see myself as a candidate running for anything.
Fair
But
enough.
God knows what will happen, and He hasn't confided in me.
But do you have interest though, Caswell?
I have interest in serving the people, and I do it at the level of Unity Workers Union.
Okay. Yes.
I got here this afternoon. I ate lunch at 5 o'clock because I just went to a school to represent the principal.
Even the principals?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So so you see, that's why I'm proud to. Every time I move away from trade unionism, I find myself back in it. I was fired 3 times from the same union. All right. But I found myself back each time because people were.
Are you
asking
the
me.
founding member of the union?
Not that you, not his union.
My union was formed by the workers at the airport. They
Okay.
wanted somebody to represent them, and they asked me to help them form a union, and that's where it started from. Because they were not getting the kind of representation they thought they should have gotten from NUPW.
So this union is the union you're talking about?
The unit I'm talking about is Unity Workers Union.
Okay.
I am trying to build that.
I think you're doing a damn good job too.
Well, thank you. I hope I am. But there is a definite need for another voice out there in the trade unionism because right now the others have been bought.
But I wanted to talk.
So
about
when you
that.
say the others have been bought, you because we have the Tony Moores as the head of the Barbados Workers Union. We got Akani McDowell. and-
Attorney McDonald is not a leader of any union. Don't let anybody fool you. Watch and see what's happening. Look at NUPW's rules. I know them very well because I revised them in 1984.
Mhm.
The president of NUPW chairs meetings, signs checks.
Mhm.
That is the role of the president of NUPW. He chairs meetings of the council, the executive, and general meetings, and he signs checks. That is his role.
General Secretary.
Ask anybody.
Who's General Secretary at UPW?
Right now, it's the acting general secretary is Darcy Burke.
That's it, right?
Ask anybody who is the president of BWU.
I don't
You
know.
don't know.
And you wouldn't know. I think right now it's a woman called Linda Brooks. But she does what the president is supposed to do. But can he come out there and think that he's a high flyer? Doesn't have a clue what he's doing, but he's doing it.
Well, you know, I can take a swipe at all three union leaders now, right? Because I realize
Which three union leaders?
Akani,
He's
well,
not the union leader.
the assumed union leader of the
Well, there's
UPW,
3 unions,
So we got Akani, we got
Tony Moore,
Well, BSDU.
and Caswell Franklin, who's here with
I
us.
thought he was gonna say BTU or
BSTU is
BSTU.
No,
Okay.
BSCU.
That's
The guy there, he resigned as well.
Pedro Shepard.
Pedro
Oh,
Shepard.
BUT, that's
BUT,
BUT.
right?
Yes,
And
he
then
was
and
made
then and then the prior leader, Pedro Shepard, he resigned as well. So I am not. This is what I am going to
Pedro Shepard is
suggest.
the leader now.
I- leader now.
To run for office.
Right? I realize that for some, I realize that there might be a position in the next election, 2023, if Caswell decides to run, that we may have all of the persons that I just called
As
names be on ballots for one of the 3 political parties, right? So the question I want to ask is: the union, or it started out as an organization to represent the workers, but has the union now become a vehicle for political self-aggrandizement?
Of course.
I have to ask that question of you, Caswell.
Well, it didn't just start. You know that the unions
Camera.
have been playing politics from Frank Walker days. But at least Frank Walker used to get some results. You remember the Public Order Act? But it's the Public Order Bill then became an act, where you had to apply for permission to the police to be able to march and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Unions are exempted. Unions don't have to apply for permission.
really?
Because, yeah, no, they really they don't. Check the act, you'll see. The exemptions of funerals, weddings, barbers, regiment, and stuff like that. And trade unions. You know why? Because Frank Walker insisted he was not going to support Harold Barrett, even though he was a member of that party. And unions to this day are still exempt. Mind you, I still see the unions asking for permission to march when they get them. I don't know where to do it. All you have to do is notify the police and tell them I'm marching.
Really?
Yeah.
So isn't that technically permission?
No,
No,
you're
no,
telling
you're
them
notifying
because
somebody,
you're
not
notifying them
permission.
as permission.
Not
You're telling them.
You're not saying I'm
you're
asking,
telling them,
it's I'm telling.
I'm telling you that we're marching.
That's their
So,
Or if you want police presence or something, so you purchase.
yeah, but they
police
wouldn't
presence.
want police presence.
Obviously for road control. So, but you're saying that the unions have sold out and it's been sold out because it's worrying to me.
I didn't say that, but I'm going to say it's no. Yes.
No, okay.
Mike,
My leader question to that, sorry, is the fact that, you know, or leader comment to that is that, you know, it's kind of worrisome because a lot of the people, we could go back to like, for example, Royal Shops and lane workers, a lot of workers felt that they were short change with a lot of the unions, you know, they hype up and then nothing.
No,
is
it's one
done.
union, BWU.
No, I'm not calling the name. I'm just saying it for out. And the any day, when obviously they see now that these, if you're saying what you're saying, Jermaine, is true that
I never
all of the, if what you're saying is true that all of these union leaders become political candidates. Because for right now, I'm watching certain things. I realize that Dwayne Paul is speaking a lot more than Tony for the BW, and where that Delcia Burton is speaking a lot more in her position, which she should be doing in anything than Kenny. So these are things that traits that persons are watching and saying that I realize that if now they become candidates, I think that may be a worrying trait for Barbados.
Well, to be devil's advocate, one would argue that the current Prime Minister has been able to master the social partnership in the sense that she has buy-in from labor, from unions, as well as the employers. Some would argue that. I'm not saying that is the case, but it is clear that it was orchestrated in such a way that the social partnership.
But the DAPs who started social partnership?
Yes, and
on the
failed,
Lloyd Erskine Sandyford.
But it was seen
I
that
mean,
when we called
because
last
that is
election, we had everybody against us. Labour was not with us last election.
When
The
I
boss-
The
when it was
employers
Labour-
were not with us
But
last
y'all were
election.
not on Labour.
own selves.
when I want labor, there's a man that gonna be a candidate.
Who's that?
One labor union. I mean, I'm just saying.
But I mean,
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
But Bassett,
Go ahead,
let-
go
let-
get
let
Castle.
Castle
Now,
ask the
let me tell
question.
you something, see.
What do you think, Castle?
If the Democratic Labour Party were in power, no. We would have had all kind of marches,
Of course.
right? But Motley was smart.
She
Motley
joined
courted the unions, got them on her side.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to come to people and say, buy. I don't know what she bought them with. What she promised them, I don't know. But all of them have found themselves so close to me, you can't distinguish them.
But is it?
Before the voice,
Can,
before the
can
voice.
it not be stated that? Look, I can be real. Miss Motley is number one, an excellent communicator, right? Miss Motley is not the type of prime
That's the people
minister.
that she to say, you know that she's managed by, even that's when she went and hired this Kitchen fella to tell you what they say, you know?
Hold on,
You know,
hold on,
she's
hold
an
on.
excellent
Hold on, hold on.
communicator. She's an excellent communicator.
She has a good team. She has a good team.
Even before
She got a
Charlie,
good team, bro.
even before Charlie, Miss Motley was an excellent communicator to
Got
the point
photographic memory.
that you always wanted to hear what Mayor Motley,
Right.
or should I say Prime Minister Mayor Motley had to
That's the
say.
thing.
That
Miss
was
Motley
very
has a
good.
very good memory for,
Very good memory.
if you give her a sheet of paper with words on it,
Check photographic.
she can look at it and then tell you every word on it. She can analyze it.
No,
That is
I
why-
can't join
that
you
is
with that
why
as well.
she has.
Senator Franklin,
That
can't
is
join you
why
with that.
she has so many people around her giving this advice on the same thing.
Advisors.
Look, watch. Moscow, Avinash Prasad.
You gotta call them by the official names, Ambassador
British,
Master.
British.
No, you're only an ambassador to another country. You're never ambassador home. Alright? So when you call people ambassador, that's the nonsense. Right? You're ambassador to
But you
another
got
country.
Ambassador, what's your name? Ambassador Miller.
But she
Miller.
would be an ambassador when you travel or when you go to
Before
another
the
country. You're never an ambassador. You're not an ambassador. You're home. You're not an ambassador. Your own country.
Is an ambassador for sure.
But she's an ambassador to the United Nations. She's not an ambassador in Barbados or to Barbados. So that is a, people call them all kind of fancy things about it. And I didn't let you tell them, they don't correct them. Right?
I call it no ambassador.
You know, look,
You might got a diplomatic passport.
I have one too.
But no,
I don't make me an ambassador.
You might want one too.
That don't make me an ambassador.
but he's just saying the proper. He just
Yeah.
enlightening the
But let me go back to that question with the social partnership.
I want to finish,
Go
right?
ahead,
let me finish.
Motley then doesn't have the skills to run this country, and what she has done, she has gathered around her the biggest group of consultants ever in the history of Barbados,
47 million, you said?
and she then uses them to give her advice. Some of them don't even give her the same type of advice, and that's why she makes so much foolish mistakes.
Oh Lord.
Look at everything that comes before the House and the Senate.
Casually got rebuffed.
There are
They finish.
they do it wrong every time, and then have to come back and fix it
Casually.
because of all that contradicting advice that she gets from all the people around her. Look, in Tom Adams and Alabama, they had a man called Steve Eptage. Steve Eptage was director of finance and planning. The job that he used to do is being done by 7 people now.
But you got Ian Karen doing job, don't
No. Ian Karen is doing part of the work that he used to do. But we have the guy who calls himself professor. Sorry, he's not a professor.
You have proof of that?
Check, do your own research, man, 'cause there you will see.
Google it.
Google it. And he is doing some Randstron.
Minister
Kevin
Randstron. You
Um,
don't call him by the titles.
I don't call him minister. They are not ministers according to the Constitution either. You only have one minister in a ministry. The prime minister and some, not before her, to put 2 and 3 ministers in the ministry. It is contrary to the Constitution. You have one minister, and if the minister needs help, you give him a parliamentary secretary. But she had, mind you, and people call them junior ministers. There's no junior minister in Barbados. Every
Minister of State.
minister of state, what? You have, unless you got a department called state, like in the United States.
State Department.
Yeah, the State Department. Then you're a minister of state. But we don't have a portfolio called state.
So that means that the Democratic Party is breaking the law because
All
Darcy
of them.
Boyce was Minister of State and he obviously
All
Prime
of them.
Minister.
breaking the law.
The
That's
prime
the
minister,
title.
the prime minister should
Hold on,
have
hold on.
taken a parliamentary secretary. That's what the Constitution provides for. So you don't have a minister and a junior minister making the same salary. Salary in the public service determines seniority.
So although the
All ministers make the same salary. All,
ministers.
What?
right? So
want
so
me to
there's no junior minister. This is just a way to put the hand in the public first and take out something. Because right now there should be
Can't say
parliamentary
can't say
secretary.
so.
But Senator Franklin, let me ask a question. We've seen the failure of the Democratic Labour Party in recent years because of mismanagement or because of large portfolios.
Lack of
For example,
communication.
I thought that when I saw Minister Stephen Lashley, that he was just a minister of culture, because I saw little done with sports, I saw little done with youth, but more done with culture. He would always be at the effects, walking up and jumping up. But
I'm not too sure about that.
He's on his page with his Kaduma uniform
I'm
on.
walking about with the chicken chest.
He was the minister of culture.
But no, but what? But what I'm just saying.
No, the
National
Youth Policy came under him,
but what I'm
The
saying.
National Youth Policy.
Yeah, but it was there
National.
before it was revised on EFM.
Right.
But what I'm saying, this is my point.
Jackie.
We saw that these ministers performed, and they performed little because each of these ministers that had majority, like a large ministry, only focus on one thing, or I could ever come and say they do one thing. Like we saw Eswick only focus on water in the building.
But the water was the problem.
But the water wasn't fixed. I know the shit happened and it wasn't fixed. But what I'm just saying as well is that having the ministers in the position that they're in means that the the work of the country could be focused by many hands, which again make the light work. And I don't have a problem with the consultants. If the consultants are bringing or giving her the advice she needs, yes, things will happen where they may not give sound advice, or she may not take the sound advice. The Democratic Labour Party didn't take a lot of sound advice, but at the same time, the advice that she's taking have somewhat to the country. Boost the country to a level where it's never been in 10 years.
I want to respond to Senator Franklin.
There were different conditions in the last 10 years.
Yeah, but the different conditions.
There were different conditions economically, globally.
Yeah,
in the last 10 years.
Which give.
All right, so let's be real.
Let's be real. But I'm just saying, with the Prime Minister large consultancy and with the large set of cabinet, a lot of things are moving swiftly than the other ministers in the Democratic Labour Party that had ministers that were only focusing on one portfolio, even though they had three.
But you see, a lot can happen
what
when you control.
what will you say about that?
I
Both houses.
will tell you why there's this misunderstanding of what a minister does. Most ministers can go work and finish their job in half a day. And they talk even with the big ministries, because ministers don't do actual work.
Yes,
right?
Ministers
they are responsible for setting policy,
That's
and
right.
the system that we have, they set this policy in the cabinet,
That's it.
and then they pass it down to the permanent secretary, who get things
Who
done.
execute.
So you don't need, if you want more hands to do the work, you got to hire more civil servants, not more ministers, because the ministers will still come out and announce something. But if you don't got the hands to do it,
Can't happen.
it ain't gonna happen. And that's what has been happening in Barbados. They wanted to balance the budget, and they balanced the budget on the backs of the workers by sending them home. And as a result, you couldn't get work done. I'll give an example. Corporate affairs. The work in corporate affairs quadrupled when the last administration decided that you got to register a company every year and pay some sort of registration fee.
Yes.
Corporate affairs, before they did that, had about 50 staff, and they were asking for more because they could not manage the workload that they had. Then you quadruple the work that they have, didn't give them any more staff. Then this administration came in, decided against 100 people, and then cut off about 9. Now, if you didn't have enough staff, then you came in and then there's some, what will happen?
Which companies?
You mean corporate company, not registered?
Every company.
No. I never had to register my businesses.
Maybe.
I got about
No, you have to pay, you got to file returns every year.
Oh, you mean corporate companies, corporate companies.
But in 2016, all companies in Barbados, regardless of how long they were registered, they had to come and re-register. And
That's not true.
No, for single had party law.
That's not true.
No, it is a file annual return.
Annual return.
No, but you had to re-register your company.
That's
Jermaine,
incorporated.
you do not have to re-register.
So in
your business.
2016, you had to re-register, I believe.
No, you don't re-register. You have to file your corporate taxes.
No,
You
in
have to file-
2016, you had to
you have to file
re-register.
Well, I never
return.
re-registered none of my companies.
But I mean, illegal then. But
Okay,
I want to respond.
Let me finish.
Oh, you finish.
Yeah. So you have then take away the people who are doing the actual work. Because you want to satisfy the IMF that you cut the salary bill.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
way to cut the salary bill was to get rid of about 10 of them ministers, not
True.
not to fight to take away the actual workers. You have people coming into some government departments, when you go lunch, they're gonna body there. People have to double up. We have situations where the supervisor at customs has to check his own work because they're gonna body down the line to do the work for him, for him to check, double check. So you send home people, and then they had to do the
But
work.
wasn't that so underneath the Democratic
No.
Party? The
I
same
want to
thing?
respond.
No.
Senator Franklin, I want to respond.
He said one time
You-
for people.
You made some. You
No,
made,
everybody said one
you-
time for people.
Say-
Well, we Democratic Party saying
Hold
6,000.
on, Senator Franklin, you make a lot of inaccuracies here this evening. I
You
cannot
can't say
allow you
inaccuracy.
to-
You
yeah.
gotta say you don't know.
No, I know.
You can't call it
I
inaccuracy.
know. And
All
I
right.
will not allow him to come here on this program that I am sitting down on and make some of these outlandish and lavish statements
You can bet your
without me
You say that to
actually
everybody. Yes,
replying.
you know that?
No, I have to reply.
Go ahead.
No, firstly, right? Let's start. You said that you have made the point that the Honorable Prime Minister Mayor Amar Motley, right, who is soon to become the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Barbados.
All right.
Who's that?
Miss Motley, she
Oh,
get her
oh,
second term
sorry.
comfortable.
I didn't hear you.
Miss Motley gets your second term comfortable.
Fine, yeah, fine.
You know,
Right.
you know how you
I have no
become great?
doubts.
You know how you become great?
You got right.
How you become great? You just beg the Queen to put you on her privy council. That's all it is. You know, and if you're on the Queen's privy council, you become great. It's a big thing.
Hold on.
And don't tell me that she will do that then. She is saying, well, we were taking away this national, we want create other honors,
Most honor.
local honors, and then she want English one.
Caswell, since you're here on
Hold on, let me
Wait,
finish. Let me
Just
finish.
mention a comment here. Someone said for someone that get his position in peculiar circumstances, he's quite particular about laws and constitutions.
What I don't know about peculiar
Because
circumstances.
Joadi will cross his feet.
There was no Florida cross. The house had
There was no further
There
cross.
was no Florida cross yet. Before the floor was. No, he left the Barbados Labour Party.
See, they cross it.
No. See,
Why isn't it?
you got to know what crossing the floor is.
Yeah, explain.
If the house were in session, and one parliamentary left and go the other side, whatever
Cross the
that's
floor.
crossing the floor.
Yeah.
But people figured the house was not properly constituted
We had
yet.
to.
So when Reverend Adley went to the Governor General, there was no floor to cross.
So
Where you at? You
so they're saying that he did the Judas Act before there was a floor to cross.
There was no Judas Act. There was no Judas Act. Reverend Adley,
Was left out of cabinet.
no. He determined.
He was left out.
He determined
That is left
that
alone.
he will not serve under Miss Morley.
Really?
But when was that determined? When he didn't get cabinet?
that Miss Motley and Coy.
That is his choice.
No, that was determined long ago. As a matter of fact,
But perception.
some of the same people that be perception, but some of the same people who served under Miss Morley were saying that too.
Oh, shit.
But when they this up on platform,
So therefore-
when she carried the whole election for she back for all of
So
them.
therefore,
Because they want to get elected.
he used the circumstances and the environment of the election, which Ms. Motley led, to get to the where point he's at, and then decide that he isn't.
Which is a Judas move.
No.
He was very deceptive.
No.
though.
The
Unless he
Prime
was very
Minister is
deceptive.
determined by the parliamentary group
Yes,
election night.
Yes. No. Election night. They're going caucus.
but
I talk about the election.
But we
Let's
also
have
ain't
the
caught
debate.
this.
based upon the
Let's
norms,
be real.
based upon the norms, as you see the leader being up front at the time of the election during the campaigns, we all know that as a person that can basically be the prime minister if that party win.
Not
So
necessarily.
therefore, you can say that Mr. Adley was very deceptive in his move.
You know, Alba was not the leader of the Democratic Labour Party in 1961 when the Democratic Labour Party formed the government.
Who was the
He
leader?
was not. Branca. And when the fellas
Branca.
pulled the rug from under Branca, Branca was so hurt. And when they went to the governor and tell the governor, it was governor in those days, that we want the dipper.
Okay.
And Baba became premier.
Primary, yeah.
Premier, yeah.
Then he offered Branca a seat. Branca said, I will not serve under you. And that's why Branca became speaker.
Okay.
So this
So then
But let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. Okay, sorry. Here's what. You have and this way.
But you know, I haven't
hold
finished
on.
my point
Well,
yet.
This way, believe you do this moment.
You had a point?
You had a point. Right. But here's the thing, right?
That's what you dismissed me.
But here's what we see where you ran with the prime minister. You came into parliament, or you came into, but you was won, because I could say fairly that the election was won on the back of Prime Minister Motley. Everybody could say so.
but she made
This
won.
election
She swing,
possible for
swing.
every single one, including the
Everyone over the
swing.
seat.
But what I'm just saying is,
Yeah.
then you make, and I always says that I believe that what Mr. Bashir Ali did was a well played move. Because for someone that didn't seemingly climax in his political career to end with a bang,
You claim Max now though.
you climax and you end with a bang.
Fair enough.
So fair play for a person that don't have a political future.
Look, this election wasn't won on the back of Miss Morley.
This
This was won by the Democrat Labour Party's behavior and their failure in office.
So
I can agree with that.
You know that you should be opposition leader though. 'cause
No, I can't be opposition leader. And
He's not in parliament.
that ain't what I'm trying to say. The point that I'm trying to make, and as the court say here, Casual but Adley claims to be opposition but says very little on government policies that have the people suffering. Right? Well, I don't agree with that wholeheartedly. The point that I am making is if you look at those persons who are in the PDP right now, based on contribution and based on who's more quote unquote experienced and popular, we could clearly give you the hat when it comes to being leader of the opposition because one, I never knew you to be a lawyer, but you clearly showed the Prime Minister and the Attorney General and caused both of them to look a little bit disarray. And I think that the public gave you a lot of props for that. And you seem to be very, very, very versed in areas of law and constitution.
He says he reads the law.
He reads.
But I mean, I would assume that most everybody's read.
You
read?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But and I ain't got no photographic memory where I could just look and remember. I just got actually.
That's a good gift.
I'm just saying.
Bless the gift.
Right. So my thing is based on the current situation of the country right now. More persons can clearly identify with your message and what you are saying in the Senate as opposed to
Bishop Ali.
the others who may be in the PDP.
You force a whole minister to what's the word you're looking for here now?
You don't know.
No, what's the word?
I
She was
can't forget
forced
you might have
to.
a choice.
But
Apologize.
you have
I
any,
apologize.
Can't you have any aspirations though?
He said,
in
I'm
being,
against
in
that
being
track,
the
man.
leader of PDP?
No.
none whatsoever. The BDP got a leader ready, and he is, contrary to what you are saying, some people are saying, he made some very telling points in the House.
He does.
It is just that it is not
Carried.
reported. You know,
But it's
So
like-
but it's live.
Very late.
Yeah, but you realize that
He sounded like Owen Alpha to me though.
I don't know.
He sounded a lot in his speech and his
Delivery.
If you look, you will see, and I was told at one stage, people at CBC were told you can't give Caswell too much coverage.
Seriously?
Yeah, Bishop Adderley has a style. He's a
But
different
he
style.
said it originating with me. Come on.
Right? No, he has a different style. You want look, I am a bishop.
Fronda
So,
had a
so
spell.
you, so
Fronda had a
you, so the
spell.
kind of
Newton.
the kind of way I
Fronda's
present
dark-haired.
myself, you wouldn't expect a bishop to present himself, but he's saying the same thing in a lot of instances, you know.
But
it is just that my style might appeal to people. Listen to what he says.
Senator Franklin, whilst you're
And-
here
and
this
it- and-
whilst
and
you're
it
here
helps.
this evening, then you're talking about style and delivery. There have been two issues of recent that you have been very controversial on, and you have really awoken the Barbadian public. Issue number one, I would like us to discuss them this evening.
Well done.
The most poignant one would be integrity and public life bill.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's number one. And number two, the Barbados welcome stamp, but not specifically the stamp itself, but the part of that
Spouse.
legislation that you pointed out. And you know, you open Barbadian minds to the possibility of same-sex marriage in this country.
But even go back to
But-
changing the constitution for the Senate.
For the Senate.
Well, yeah. So you want that?
And then when you
All right,
also said,
okay.
if she coming in,
Two,
I walking out.
Two. Yeah, but that's not. But let's go to the first one, which is the integrity.
Integrity and public life
bill.
bill. Listen to me. None of these political parties that held government, since I knew myself, wanted anything integrity legislation. They always promised it. Tom Adams came in 1976 waving checks that Sidney Bird and Alling and a lot of people had given to Democrat Labour Party politicians to discredit them. And he had promised integrity legislation, you know. You know, he didn't get my books. Never did. Everybody, and as soon as the next group of fellows come in, they promise integrity legislation and fool the people all the time. And then the first body ever get integrity legislation on the books that could have been implemented was Randall Short.
All right.
And this government came in and founded integrity and public life act on the books, and they wouldn't use it because they had to give themselves time to get rich.
Well, no,
You know?
Senator Franklin, we can't allow you to come and say these sort of things on this show, man. No.
Most of them were paupers.
Oh Lord.
so these fellas had to build up their nest eggs.
These are the views of the senator.
These are your views, Senator Franklin.
DLB members, or are you talking about the current DLB members?
I'm talking about this current set here. They had to give themselves time to make some money, so you had to take 2 years to put something that they were going to do within the 100 days. You know? And they pussyfooted with it and give themselves time to make the money.
So how about the fact that the act has been thrown out? Can it come back to Parliament?
Yes. A
Any legislation be the same?
new session of Parliament will come in September. You cannot bring back a bill in the same session, but that session is dead and gone.
So,
Yeah.
which is
So you can bring back the same identical bill in another session.
the same name?
Same name, same everything.
All right.
The only thing is that the government don't want this thing passed. Again,
So you're saying there's no political will for the Integrity and Public Life Bill?
no, there's no bill in it. There's
How
no
can the
bill.
people involve themselves in pushing the bill?
What we want is to have people brought before the courts and charged for stealing, whether you got an integrity of public life bill or not. There's something called misfeasance in public office,
Okay.
where you can be charged for stealing government money, accepting bribes, and you don't have to have a whole set of, excuse me, you don't have to have a whole set of integrity commissioners and all kind of stuff. The law is simple, the law is there. It was done in Belize when the former ministers were sued for selling government land below the price.
And then Guyana now be
You know,
pertinent.
and sell it to the friends and stuff and the companies that belong to them.
Right.
And the CCJ rule, yes, they can be accountable. That's the law of Barbados too, you know. So we don't even need the integrity public life to sue people. So when I hear politicians saying, "Oh, we don't have anything," we had something, we got something. We have legislation that is a Prevention of Corruption Act, which is in 1929 or something so act.
That's just true. It's a quote all the time.
But that is still there. The fine might be slow, but it's still there. All you could have raised, you could have amended it and raised the fines, and then you could sue people for integrity. and
But when we don't
public-
use it, what's stopping us?
we ain't using it because, let me show you.
Who could bring it? Like the police commissioner?
police
or
can bring it.
Okay.
The Director of Public Prosecutions does not investigate anything, so the police have brought him. But the
Correct.
police fellow that investigated and is a politician, you know what happened to he? If he's a sergeant, he will die a sergeant. Because he will never get the ranks. So fellas, stay away from these things. Look at the Chief Electoral Officer. Almost every politician in Barbados spend more money than the law allows. But did the Chief Electoral Officer acting bring a case against him? And then don't ever become Chief Electoral Officer without the acting? Huh? That's the problem.
But after 3 years, you don't get your salary.
No. You get your salary at the same time. But
I mean, in terms of when you retire.
no, the way you retire.
That's salary.
No, that's pension.
Pension. Sorry.
Then you are there, and you don't follow the will of the politician who will make the decision, and that corruption started when Barrow changed the constitution in 1974. You know, because politicians had no hand in appointing public servants. Till then,
So who appointed public servants?
they had no hand. The Public Service Commission advises the Governor General on who should be appointed, or they call it now some fancy name, administrative, technical.
Who appointed the
Public
Service
Administration
Commission?
Department, PAD.
Right?
And who appointed the Public Service Commission?
The commissions are appointed by the Governor General acting as the Prime Minister.
So still politicians go.
No, but at least you have the politicians were not deep entrenched where they make the decisions, because in law, heads of departments and permanent secretaries and their deputies, the Prime Minister should be consulted on the, but we take it to mean consultations that the Prime Minister name the body. In Trinidad, when Manning was Prime Minister, he's supposed to be consulted much the same way that the Prime Minister of Barbados is be consulted. And the Public Service Commission consulted with him and the permanent secretary, and they named somebody else. Manning put them in court, and the court said consultation means that they consult you, they agree.
Okay.
But in Barbados, it is the Prime Minister's choice. So the Prime Minister put their people in place to protect them from things like being sued for all sort of corrupt measures. The election, every election in Barbados since 1976, I know about, was not free and fair. They broke every rule. For instance, wearing a T-shirt and distributing T-shirts with party things on it is against the law. But you see everybody wearing them.
Billboards against the law.
Distributing party T-shirts.
On the day on
It's
election day.
against the law.
On the day or during election.
Generally, anytime at all. Once there is an election call, you can't get the T-shirt.
You're not
But
supposed to.
they hand them out over from the platforms.
But can they hand them out within the branch, or they can't
You
hand them
can't
out?
hand them out, period. But everybody, and then they can't, and then I have seen
And then there's
returns.
number posters as well.
I have seen returns. I have seen returns where the candidates didn't declare that they had posters. They didn't have a telephone in their office. They didn't have any shirts. And the chief electoral officer who's supposed to vet these things and then to bring a case against the people that have breached the law never bought any. Because you tell me any election in Barbados, you tell the candidate didn't have a phone in the office.
I know the election where one party was putting on people boards and things.
That's fun.
We should have locked
It
them
happens
up.
on both sides.
No, look.
It happens on
So
both
the integrity legislation now, you're saying that because the vote was cast, they had called for a vote in the parliament, which only saw 10, because one person, I think Senator Moore, I think wasn't there. You had to walk out because you don't want to get snow COVID. So I think it was 5 of you guys that walk out.
It was Monique too.
Monique,
yourself, Crystal
Maynard,
Crystal Drakes.
Oh,
Drakes.
and Dr. Maynard and Lindell Nurse.
So it's 5.
Nobody talked about what about boys? You did it?
Boys? No, he was absent.
Outside.
But
So we call a vote.
person-
Sorry, we call a vote with only 11 members because the president can't vote.
No, the president can vote.
He can't.
that's a step off.
No, but people misread the
But
Constitution.
it was told.
No, that's what they said. And I hear them saying so, and they're told. They don't tell them anything. The Constitution is that the vote must be passed by 2/3
Which is
of
14 members.
all members of the House.
Mm-hmm.
The president is a member of the House,
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
right? So he should be able to vote.
Mm.
But over the years, people hear, oh, the president don't vote, so the president don't vote.
But he speak his vote in the lower house when he has to.
He votes.
I think it don't based on the FA30, then his vote would
But
be
they're not.
No. Normally, the presiding officer don't vote. But for constitutional amendments,
He can vote.
the presiding officers have the right to vote because the Constitution says so. But people don't read the Constitution. That's the problem, It says 2/3 of all members of the House.
Before it is with extension.
So the president is a member of the House.
So if the Integrity and Public Life Bill comes back in the new session of Parliament, can the current government of Barbados count on Senator Caswell Franklin and Senator Crystal Drakes to support such a bill?
But he said that 2 things gotta be amended because
Yeah.
this is on Sunday
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
brown
yeah.
side. You want to see 2 things taken
Right.
out. What's the 2 things you want taken out?
I wanted a lot of things taken out. But I said, but if I can't get anything, but one, I will take one.
What's he
Which
want?
one?
And that one is the blind trust.
It's still the blind trust for
there,
you.
there is no blind trust in the laws of Barbados right now. We are going to create blind trust for the purposes of politicians hiding their assets.
What is the blind trust?
The
Explain.
blind trust is that you will not have to declare these assets. You will put them in the trust and let a trust company manage them for you. and so
Work
so,
for you, Jermaine.
so you wouldn't so you wouldn't have to declare them.
Well, Senator Franklin, I will say to you that I am in a position here where I have to say that a blind trust is not necessarily such a bad thing, because sometimes you don't really want everybody to know every nook and cranny that you really work for all during your
But you're
life.
talking
Or your
about public
parents
life.
left you. No, hold on. You're talking about public life, but you see, I find sometimes that legislation is too intrusive, and believe it or not, to administer a trust. You know what? Let me shut up because
Yeah, no.
I am conflicted because my current employment, I actually work in a trust management company.
Yes, but they're not blind trusts. We have no such thing in Barbados right now. We are creating blind trusts.
But basically, it's simply a way that you can hide money.
That you can hide your
No,
assets.
you're not
Legally.
hiding money. You're not hiding
You're
money.
not
disclosing-
You're not
not
hiding
disclosing
money.
your assets.
A trust, no. Listen, this is what a trust is. A trust, basically, you take your assets and your net worth, whatever you have, and instead of it belonging to you, it is put under the administration of a third party.
Jermaine.
Hold on. let me speak.
Go ahead.
Who manages your assets for you, right?
But they can-
And if you need to have some sort of disbursement, as you'll call it, you will get a letter of authorization. Hold on, let me speak.
But we not going
Listen,
to
no,
because
because you can't make a
he just talking a lot.
you cannot make a blind trust sound like a bad thing, because a blind trust is a good thing.
But it says we don't have a law. It's not here.
Me being as in terms of the
It's not here.
Can they go and ask for information on this trust that California have?
No.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's the
But
problem.
you should not be able to.
The problem with the blind
So what-
trust, the problem with the blind trust
So that's
is
the
that
issue.
you can hide your assets if you want.
You're not hiding assets.
If you can come into
But I don't
public,
can't ask for the information. That's
That's right.
assets.
It's not hiding assets.
It's not hiding
It is not
assets.
hiding assets. You're parking your assets in a third party
And-
with
and-
a third party provider who is administering them for you. It
No,
is not
no.
hiding assets.
you
So,
see-
but
you see-
the
wait,
government,
no.
but if the a letter is sent to the third party saying that we want to know the assets of XY Distrust.
No.
Can you declare?
On the laws, you're not permitted to declare a
Simon,
person's information.
Casual,
wow.
y'all see the reason why I would never ever support Jermaine Beckford as a politician in Barbados?
Somebody
can't trust
says,
it.
there's a guy on the panel who learned political jargon but is lost in every topic discussed.
Jermaine speaking.
Not
to me.
include
Come talk
just
to me.
pretty talk. That must be Jason. Thank you, Brandon. But feel free to say your questions after so we can discuss them with
Let
schedule.
me- let me-
that's your
Go ahead,
point.
Mr.
let
Brandon.
me go on with the
Finish.
problem with
There you
the
go.
blind trust.
Can we
The
discuss
blind-
it?
The blind trust, you will park your assets, and this is Barbados, remember. So everybody knows everybody else. So they will go to him and get him to administer their trust, because they know that they can maneuver
Well,
him,
you're too
you know,
dirty.
because he's one of them people.
Yes.
You know, look,
We're all going to ask the
when
question.
you put your money in the blind trust, that's basically you don't want nobody to know what you're doing. So if you're in public life and you don't want your life to be public, keep out.
But
You know, look.
you know what
Hold
real
on,
estate
you
trust
can
as well
listen.
is to pass on wealth
good
to
Lord.
no.
Generation.
I must let this be known. You must a trust is also put in place so that you can pass on wealth or whatever assets you have accrued to your further generations.
But
So
it doesn't stop
That
it.
is not a blind trust you're talking about, you know. A blind
That's
trust
what
it is
management-
part
that's
of
what
it. It is
management.
part of it. Part of it.
No.
Blind trust.
Right now we have
It is all part of it,
We have
that's all.
no blind trust and law in Barbados right now.
But they're in other countries.
But
But
yeah,
we think about
and we
it.
are creating them for the purposes of
Politics.
hiding the assets
No,
of politicians.
We are creating it because there are a product that is being asked by other by persons from across
High
the
net
world who want to bring money to Barbados as
So
well.
let me ask
No,
you-
no,
But
no,
isn't
no,
it-
no.
I think
I'm-
we're discussing two different
I
things.
want to add
you know.
a different dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be a conflict of interest for the Minister of Finance to then hide his money?
He's not hiding.
Hold on, not Jesus.
To just hide his money
They use the word you want to use.
into one of these
Blind
trusts, right? And then when the question comes to declare your assets as Minister of Finance, and you do not declare the fact that you have money parked in one of these trusts,
Books.
although
Policies.
you, the Minister of Finance, responsible for the policy framework of these trusts, would that be a conflict of interest?
Well, what I will say to you is this: when you put your money in a trust, it is no longer yours. So if you put your money in a trust,
You can't say it ain't yours.
No, it's no longer yours actually, because there are two types of trust: there are revocable trust and irrevocable trust. If you put your money in a trust and someone asks you, "What are your assets?" I want you to declare them. I have this phone and I have this bottle and I got that car outside. Those are my assets because legally that is what I own.
Even if you still paying McInerney.
But so that is the law, and
Fair
you know, regardless of your opinions of it, right? It is the reality, and you know, I am one who's going to openly say that I am in full agreement of blind trust. And if I were a politician, I possibly would park all of my assets in a blind trust as well.
Boy.
Mm.
Boy.
So why you not?
Why?
Why people are not putting them in blind trust today? Why they were put them last year and the year before that?
But the law wasn't in place then. Senator Franklin.
That's the point I'm trying to
They
make.
ain't
You
listening.
are putting a law in place that you can hide and you can.
It is not hiding.
Somebody else a
So
question.
nobody else would know then.
Somebody else, can a blind trust be used as an instrument to build wealth, which can then lead to reclaim, which then you can reclaim later?
It
That's
is
a
the-
question. Hold
It
on.
is. It is the.
Let you
Senator
answer the
Franklin
question,
answer.
But that's what will happen. once you come out of office, you after 5 years, where you no longer have to declare your assets anymore because you have to declare your assets for 5 years after you left office. Then you pick up your money and rush back with your big bite.
Is this here only to ministers or this is to public servants? All of us. If I want to put my money in blind trust, to make it.
No, you can't put your money in blind trust because there's no legislation for you.
I'm just saying when it's passed. Okay.
There's only legislation. No, there's only legislation for the politicians and the senior civil servants to deal with blind trust. There's no blind trust in any other law.
So
for
when they
anybody
set
else.
it up, it won't be for us at all.
It is for you. It is only for them.
Only for them, public service and thing. So somebody say a blind trust is in which the trust beneficiaries have no knowledge of holding of the trust and have no knowledge of holding of the trust and have no right to intervene in their handling.
This is Barbados, sir. You can see these politicians putting their money in somebody else's hand and don't got nothing. You can put in a trust with back right here that they can know that.
But when you place your money in a trust, when you place your assets in a trust, you actually have no rights or say over your assets anymore.
In theory.
No, that is law.
Wasn't there a story, a story that was alleged a couple years ago about a minister from Mount Christchurch that put his money in the hands of, I won't say he was low, but
oh my God.
In the trust of someone else,
a relative,
and then had some issues because the person had passed away, and then the money was supposed to hit up even the amount the siblings.
I don't know about that.
But that's an issue.
that was a blind trust.
No, that was not blind trust. That was a from what I remember. That's an issue involving the commercial banking system in Barbados, and that's a private. That's a private family matter.
Go ahead.
This he says Franklin is using inflammatory language. Such a trust are perfectly legal
and they are
then established. The problem,
I
the
agree
thing
with
that
you.
I'm saying is they are none established in Barbados yet. And we are only establishing them so that politicians can hide their assets that they don't have to declare them. We are saying we want politicians to declare their assets.
They're not hiding assets, Senator
But don't let me finish. They are saying that we want that people to declare their assets and say, but the declaration that you are making now will be minus the things that you put in the bank trust, Nobody will know.
But Senator Franklin, once you place your assets in a trust, they're no longer yours.
Do you know what I mean? Can you place assets in a trust and then after time get them back? Of course.
It is dependent on the on what you actually.
Oh God, Lord, yes or no?
No. I have to say that.
I don't need your storytelling.
I want to know.
Answer the question.
In this trust.
Yeah.
And after 5 years, I want them back. Can I get them back? Yes or no?
Yes, it's yours.
Possibility.
Oh, please.
Alright, let's move on to the
Moving on.
I'm not going to confirm yes or no.
But you can't. But who is you to confirm yes or no? The point is, it's your money. You put it into a asset.
It's my money, I want it
You want it now.
You know what trust is got a settler and a beneficiary.
Listen to this part here.
They're clear.
It says where the commission, talking about the integrity and public life commission, the integrity commission, where the commission has reasonable grounds to believe that a specified person in public life who is required to file a declaration with it is likely to contravene or has contravened this act, the commission may direct the person to place all or part of his assets in blank trust on such terms and conditions that the commission considers appropriate.
Wow.
You already say the commission head will tell you that why that money here? We don't want no. This is what this legislation.
Senator Franklin, it is not. I don't want to reiterate for the viewers. Placing your assets in a trust is not hiding your assets. People have trust.
It is hiding them. It is hiding them from the Integrity Commission.
No,
because the Integrity Commission will only get a copy of the trust deed.
But hold on, I want to be fair. The Integrity Commission cannot even get a copy of the trust deed.
No. The
law says so. The law.
The law says so.
Oh, they get.
You read it from a
copy. Ain't about Germany that fear.
But I want to say this, right? You're not hiding your assets.
The best people didn't train you by enough,
No. But I am independent. No,
really bad job.
Hold on.
There's another little fellow that they get more information you.
Hold on. I want to be clear. Because
you started that long ago.
you're making an assertion here, and I need the public to understand that placing your assets in a trust
Oh, good lord.
does not mean that you're hiding.
My
your
man,
assets.
you know, you
Alright,
said so.
we gonna have
Get
purpose
things
for
just.
And it needs to be reinforced
Right.
because
Alright, well, let's go ahead, and we go ahead, and we gonna take.
we don't want
I
people
got
to
most
walk
of it.
away.
Alright,
We
go
don't want
ahead.
people to walk away.
What,
with their belief
moving
in
on.
this.
Put a piece of
Caswell,
paper.
there was another issue regarding being able to declare the assets, obviously, of your partner, let it be a spouse. Can you go further into that?
Right now, you have to declare the assets of your spouse, not domestic partner, your spouse and children under 18.
Yeah.
All right. You know, in Barbados, we got some people who live in the same house, don't talk to one another.
Yeah.
You can put your office just now because she will not give him the information to file. You know what I mean?
Then just go to office.
So, right now, you don't want getting people bedroom with this domestic partnership thing, but you're getting people personal life. With this piece of legislation, because I know of people who live in the same house, husband upstairs, wife downstairs, and never the differential me.
True.
You know,
So
even
you talking about the rubber stamp thing?
Yeah.
The rubber stamp where the spokes.
I want to know about the.
You can open an account for Snow as well.
I want to know about the legislation behind this whole same-sex thing that was mentioned. I ain't heard nothing about it.
this administration been in opposition and campaigning, promised that they will have a referendum to deal with the issue of same-sex marriage. They are not now doing so. They are sneaking same-sex relationships through the back door, and pardon the pun, I'm not intending to pun in this thing. So they're sneaking it through the back door. So you put in every piece of legislation, domestic partners or whatever they call them. Because in the last piece of legislation that they passed, when they walked into the house, they passed employment prevention of discrimination, but and they put domestic partners in it too. Now credit to me. Right now in Barbados, the law is that if you get caught having anal sex, I don't call it anal sex,
We call it
whatever.
Yeah, the bad word.
The word is, the law calls it buggery. If you catch people doing that, the penalty for that is life imprisonment. Now the government is putting something in the law that if you get caught, you can go to jail for life. So what they need to do is to regulate the law first, because right now some policemen could pick you and then shoot they don't come and grab you and say, "Come boy,
Right. So
you breaching
what
the law."
is termed as a domestic partnership?
Well, domestic partnerships are people relationships. Be you're not husband and wife or spouse or whatever,
Right.
but they didn't
Common
say
law?
no,
Like the common law.
it can be man and man, woman and woman, right? But if you are involved in a man and man relationship, you are domestic partners. You do your normal household things. One of the household things is sex.
Only if caught.
You know, no one household thing. You really feel that the law is saying you cannot have anal sex.
in public.
No, you can't. You're not supposed to have it.
That's a
Right?
public.
That's a public. If you get caught doing it, you're gonna be in public. You're gonna do it on Broad Street. But if you're having anal sex and you are caught, you can go to prison for life.
Yeah.
Now the government has put legislation on the books that say that you can have a domestic partner. You really think that domestic partners can go home, cook the food, sit down, watch TV, and go sleep?
Why not?
They can do some other stuff too.
But you
you
know,
don't
you
know
know
that.
someone that's never
No, this is domestic partners. I'm talking about the
But domestic partners.
When you mention anal sex, that's obviously man on man. I see nothing there regarding lesbians.
That's discriminatory thing in there.
Because women should be able to do the thing too.
Women doing that is gross indecency. It is not buggery, because I don't know why.
So Caswell, if a bill comes to the house specifically mentioning the intention of the government to legalize homosexuality and to legalize gay marriage, where would you stay on that?
Listen to me very carefully, because they figure that question can come. I don't mind what you do. That's your business. I'm not going to support you. Right? They have had people like that in these relationships I'm trying to remember, but they weren't intrusive. They weren't in your face. This government now pushing it in your face. You know, I don't, for whatever reason, I don't know, but they were having their relationships, and nobody didn't.
But I mean, we had two men getting married on the front page in the newspaper.
Not in Barbados.
Barbados.
They weren't married in Barbados, but the picture was on the Nation.
But you can't stop the picture
So
from
the
being on the
Nation
nation.
picture?
And they had female couples too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, but you can't stop the nation from
I
reporting.
ain't care about that part. The point I trying to
Distance.
make is there will come a time in Barbados, well, sooner rather than later, when
Yeah,
we as a
confront
country
these
have to
things.
decide and confront the issue of the LGBT community because they are pushing the agenda as strong. So they filed a case against the government of Barbados surrounding discriminatory policies against the LGBT community, and if it goes to the Inter-American Court of what's not, we could face some pressure
Some
from the
blacklisting
international community surrounding legalizing homosexuality.
No,
So,
we have faced some pressure from the international community ever since.
that's true.
But the international community did not vote for anybody in Barbados.
But they can
And the
influence
government must, yeah, they can influence. But because the government is very Prescott based on the international community was doing, you got to play marching against Americans, foolish fella. You know,
That's what
you know.
Guys, I got my exit now. I got another meeting to go to. Folks, sorry I can't stay, but I'm
Please
sure
go
this
and announce
discussion-
your candidates.
Not me, not today.
Listen,
Look,
you bring good
the
ones, huh?
international community does not vote for Barbados. This administration promised that it will go to the voters. It will go to the voters of this country to get their buy-in.
For sure, sure.
I will hold every government to that. Now, if there is a referendum to that,
Sure.
if there's a referendum to that effect, I will not go against the people of Barbados. I will abstain
So you
because
are,
my
but you know there's a saying silence is consent.
no, that's nonsense.
But it's true.
That,
Cause if
ask a girl who has been raped and ask silence is consent. She's too frightened to say anything.
so you can be frightened every
No, I will not. I will not challenge the people of this country.
If
If the
the
people
decision is
of
made.
this country, as this government had promised, if the people of this country say in referendum, a majority of them want this, then how dare me challenge the
But I don't
Well,
think
Senator
it's
Franklin,
as clear as you're making it, because based on traditional measures, the government uses some kind of deceptive tactics to get the intention of
inclusively democratically party.
bills over, right? So my thing is, I don't feel like the government will necessarily come and say, well, look, we gonna hold a referendum on gay rights and LGBT issues, whatever. You made the point earlier about it being snuck through the back door and putting it into legislation, basically putting a piece to a puzzle. So we can get legislation to the point now that the only thing left to do is just to change the law. So what are you as a senator going to do when and if that thing comes?
Can we count on you to say no?
You just heard me. I said to you that the government promised a referendum. Referendums are not usually a Barbados thing, right? The government runs the country, but this government campaigned on the fact that they will have a referendum. I am going to hold them to that. And if they hold a referendum and the people of Barbados say yes,
You will
I am a
abstain.
servant of the people of Barbados.
You will abstain.
I cannot go against them. I will not go against them.
But
Well,
look
well,
at
Sen-
what
Sen-
But no, let me finish now.
look at what I'm doing to the Rastas though.
I cannot go against this. This is what the majority wants. Majority rules.
Rules, yeah.
Whether you like it or not. The
They
majority
bring
rules.
exit the majority rule whether or not you like it or not.
Well,
Some
Senator
suffer, some-
Franklin, I can say this publicly here. If I, Jermaine
have
Keith
another-
Beckford, were ever to become a member of parliament in this country, and a referendum was put on the issue of same-sex marriage, and the people of Barbados voted yes, I can without a doubt say that I will vote no, and I will block such a referendum.
Or you can block it.
What?
Or you can block
Look,
it. You put a block in
The
front.
will of the people. Vox populi vox Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Sir, I don't have that luxury. I am not. You see, the thing is, I am not a judge.
Okay.
I am not your righteous judge either. God is, and if He out there judging people, right? That's His job. My job as a trade unionist. I am not going to take over His. You know, I don't trust me when I tell you that is His job. Let Him do it. I can't do it for Him. I don't want to do it for Him. I am not your judge. I'm not anybody's judge.
It is not a matter of being a judge. It's a matter of voting on your.
But no, you have a vote. You have a vote and a voice, and it will be heard. But at the same time, the majority will rule.
The majority can vote, but I can tell you that Jermaine Beckford will say to you, "Look, I will not agree."
But who
to
cares
this.
what Jermaine Beckford say if the majority
if
wins?
Jermaine Beckford is one of 30,
you saw
Jermaine
God.
Beckford's voice will.
You are one
be
of
heard.
30, but you're not 285,
But
80,
again,
90,000.
one thing you must know though, that your voice should be the voice of the people or the constituency that you represent.
No. Okay, if the people make a vote, as Senator Cadwell is saying, now, yes, your vote could be no. His vote might be no. But the majority vote could be yes. Regardless of that, the majority will speak. Just like Isaac, the majority went out and said yes. And that is the acceptance. That's what everybody in the country now have to accept, regardless if you wanted it or not.
Well,
so yes, Jamaica blatantly say he would not support it.
And I will not.
But however, if his majority now says yes, we will not support it and win, then he wins the case.
But what I'm saying is, if the constituents in which he served say that they want it, he's running for, let's say,
No.
Southwest, and they want it.
But how much politicians we know that represent the constituent of a yes?
have a pelican.
We know this.
We will make sure.
I will make sure that never happens.
No, you know what? Because you said so, right? You're gonna make me know tomorrow morning.
Oh, please, that's an emotional. That's an emotional. That's not
And I will
reaction.
actually.
You're a typical Bajan.
I will actually seek no to
You're gonna
find
react.
a constituency, find a political party, set up shop, and say, you know what? I am running
But you know the
for
scary
politics in
thing
this
is,
country.
Bajans will vote for you. That's the
And,
scary
you know,
thing.
and I will represent you.
Even
I
though
will
it's-
actually be your voice.
Even though it's just your household, but they will vote. You understand?
I really vote for you.
I am not born into this Garrett thing, but that is not I'm not your judge. I keep telling people.
Correct.
Then you
That
should
is
vote
not-
against it. You
He
have
never
to
said he
stand-
would vote
you
against
have
or not. He said he has to respect the people.
Silence is consent. You have to stand on principle.
No,
Principle says you do not agree with it, vote against it. And I am telling you, I am not afraid to say I don't agree. I will not vote for you
Good
or
thing
with you.
What good did we get it?
No, but you are voting against the conditions that I said. If it is a referendum,
I don't care if
and the
people are
people
vote
of
for it.
this country says yes, this is what we want, that's what they will get.
I do not care if the people of Barbados vote for it. Leadership is a lonely place. You have to make a decision. You have to live with the decision. And if I say no, it is no.
You mean your no, not the people's no.
But when the leader says I am going to have a referendum,
Who the hell is you?
then that lonely place.
Then
has
I might be like
determined
Atali across the floor.
that lonely place for the leader would be going out there and hold a referendum. If the leader holds a referendum and the referendum says, but I'll tell you something, see,
Somebody said we shut up Jermaine.
Wait, because he's talking truth?
that's not the truth.
There's no truth. It was only your position. I can't help you, Steve.
I don't know, but it is not black and white.
Mm.
I personally, I have 4 children. You think I get them same-sex married? No. So I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe to that. But if you choose, you have your right. Look, I don't want to be religious and say that God give you your right to do right or do wrong, and He will judge you in the end. I'm not that person. I'm not the person to judge you. I ain't God.
Correct, and that's fair.
But it's not a matter of judging.
Somebody actually said,
It's standing on
put a
principle.
mask on him. Thought Jeremy, you got to support it. Right? Major Friday, thank man. Really let people like come last to my people. I think
Here's
Major,
Hieronymus, sir. Talk your talk, Jeremy.
you only have one supporter, boss. That'll work. Right? But at the end of the day, Senator, we've seen these things, we've seen your exchange, people like your knowledge. Because I think that one of the things that we as Bajans have to do is, like you and like other small sector of society, is read and to understand, because you brought a lot of light to something that we are so naive of, that myself am naive of. But if it is law, if it is written, then who are we to say you wrong or you sound foolish or you sound arrogant or you sound ignorant? Unlike Jermaine trying to explain he blind trust. At the end of the day, if you said this is what the constitution or this is what the law is going to pass, so I think that we have to appreciate and it means that each of us then the onus is upon us to go and educate ourselves. The go to Parliament, Barbados, and educate ourselves.
So, Casper, what's your take on proroguing the Parliament, and what was the purpose of doing such?
I don't have a problem with proroguing Parliament because you see this COVID thing. This has changed a lot of stuff. Government's agenda has gone through the chute. You have to set a new agenda.
Definitely.
And if you're going to set a new agenda, you should really then come back to the country and say, but this is what my government is doing for you, or this is what the government will do. In England, there's a prorogation every year, you know.
Okay.
They prorogue Parliament every year. We don't have a tradition, but that is the tradition in the Westminster system. The Queen gives a throne speech every year and then set the agenda for that year. We set it for 1 5-year period, I think, which is a corruption of the system. Miss Motley has recognized that her agenda cannot be fulfilled with this COVID pandemic, so she's coming back and resetting her agenda. That's what this prorogation is all about.
So you're
As far as
very
I'm
fair with
concerned.
doing this?
It is not because we agree or not. It is just that is her style, and she will do it.
There's nothing wrong with what she's doing.
There's nothing wrong.
A question was asked related to the what we were just speaking about. Do you have to declare the assets only of your children for your spouse, or all your children, including adopted and outside children?
If they're under 18 and they live with you, or if they're under 18, the outside children, I don't think they are on the outside children.
So you got to send them away then, same way every
You know, I don't think you're contemplated the father against a children by the side, you know. But your children under 18, you must declare their assets.
Okay.
Well, I know for a fact when I tried to get employment in some places in Barbados, they were forcing me to fill out a PET form, a politically exposed person. And they were asking, I come under a lot of scrutiny when it comes to banking and getting certain services done because of the fact that you ran in elections and now you're an officer of a political party.
These people are going overboard.
I definitely agree because I don't think that I should have to put up the information on my kids and my parents.
But you're not a politically exposed person?
Oh yes, but they say so. The problem is, how am I a politically exposed person? As a senator, I cannot influence government policy. If you bribe me to get a contract, you're not going to get a contract. You know, so...
But Corey made the point that the government could bribe you to for your vote, though.
The government can bribe me. You think it's about break government right now?
But I don't know. Listen, a lot of things is happening dark, you know.
Not true.
People is say one thing here and then going to do something else in another place. So you don't know.
No, you say you can't be brave, you say you can't be broad.
I have been offered jobs. I go to hotels to represent people, and the people tell me I can come back and have a staycation, and I can bring my wife, and my wife don't like dirty hotel sheets, so I walk out, and I can hang out the bags to carry. So
You gotta carry your own sheet.
you know what I mean? So I have been offered bribes throughout my career. From the time I was immigration officer, I was offered a bribe. I reported the man to get transferred. You know.
I thought you'd be promoted.
You know, no, the mad friends, I didn't have any. And I should have shut, and they wanted me to shut my mouth and do nothing about it. Off me car, all kind of stuff. Because I was in charge of the files at immigration at the time.
Okay.
You know, so don't waste time trying to bribe me. It won't happen. I've been born poor.
And they were.
I know
I
I
want
hope not.
poor.
But I will, anything that I get, I will get through honest means.
Okay.
Contending. Alright. Any other questions, gentlemen?
Yeah, I actually wanted to.
Any questions for you, the public? Corey is saying he's a fan of yours as well. And
Right, Roger
yeah.
Williams was saying, Senator, can we comment on the sloppiness of the bills coming to the Senate?
And then you can comment on yours.
Look.
The bill.
The government is rushing things quickly, too fast, and they don't observe the niceties, you know, follow the rules. That is why every time they come to Parliament with a bill, they have to go back and fix it. and sometimes more than once, because they get it wrong every time. And even when they try to put it in place, then they realize that they can't do it because the legislation was badly drawn or drafted.
So is that the fault of the actual ministers or the parliamentarians,
It
or
is
is it
the-
possibly legislative drafters?
No, it's the fault of the people in the house that don't read them to realize that something, because many times myself or Monique sees it when we get to the Senate. How come nobody didn't say it in the house? And they got lawyers down there. I'm not a lawyer. I've never been a lawyer. I've never put myself to be a lawyer.
Okay.
But they rush through. And let me tell you something. What they do to us, they bring a bill the night before.
Mm-hmm.
The Senate meets on Wednesdays. Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, I hear a ping from my iPad. I look at the email. But anything, a bill that they want to discuss tomorrow. I have to get up from my bed at 2 o'clock in the night or in the morning and
Right.
prepare for that so I can respond. And that is not a one-off situation. They're doing it because they're trying to deceive people, and they bring these bills like that to slide it past you.
I'll mark you
Even
up.
the one with the welcome stop with and put these domestic partners. That wasn't in the original bill. That only came the night before.
So
And
you
I
get
made the point
sneaking.
earlier. I made a point earlier too about the situation with the Rasta community. The government was saying that they came up with this brilliant legislation for the Rastas, and then the Rastas saying on the other hand, no, we don't agree with the bill. What we discussed and what we agreed to is not what you are presenting to the House right now. And then you had a situation where the Paul Simba, which is the head of the African Heritage
Yeah, I
Foundation,
met him.
is going to put the Attorney General
Very
in
bright
court.
fellow. He appeared before the
Select
Joint Select Committee, and he met, as a matter of fact, I even introduced myself to him and complimented him on his presentation. Mind you, he only had a night to prepare, because the government does that to you. They don't really want you to come out and really have a good thing, but he was ready for them though. And he
was on the show, you know.
I don't know. But he came out and he put a very good representation for his people. What the government did, the government threw them a bone. After now, because they want this marijuana thing for their friends, they've got this big money in that marijuana in the end. And of course, the Rastas will complain about it all the time. So what they did, they said that you can plant marijuana around your tabernacle or your temple or whatever you choose to call it. That's a way to get people killed.
Why?
Because a person knowing that you got marijuana back behind the walls, they can't for it. And when you try to stop it, they can kill you to get it.
But if the marijuana is legal and anybody could grow it, why?
Well, but no, you talk about growing, you talk about somebody coming to
No,
carry
it is not legal
For everybody.
for everybody. Just the people who get licenses to grow it. And then if you are in the Rastafarian community and you use it as a sacrament of your religion, you can plant it. You can get a license to plant it around your church or your tabernacle, wherever it is. But then you will go have a watchman there all night.
But I could be an overnight Rasta then, because I actually wouldn't mind investing in a marijuana farm.
No, but the thing is, you would have to convert and go open your church, and you can plant it inside there. But then you will have to.
Senator, he will convert to anything. Question from Almar. He asked it earlier up in the show. I would like to get the senator's view on how government is dealing with COVID-19 presently.
Nobody knows how to deal with COVID-19. No, COVID is new,
Definitely.
and this government is trying something. I'll give them that much. The problem here is that they're making too many exceptions. We had a situation where the government allowed you to have parties 2 days. Right? COVID took a break? You know, that's stupid. You tell me Miss Marley's break, and you
But
can
she
come
is-
and you can come with something like that. Damn break.
But hold on. Senator Franklin, if I remember correctly, right? Even though the government allowed people to have parties 2 days, and they allowed persons to get back on buses and certain other things, so full social distancing is still in effect. Mask wearing at these events are required. You still have to sanitize your hands. And as you said, COVID is new. Nobody knows what it is, right? More or less. So the government is easing the restrictions whilst at the same time enforcing health protocols to protect the health and well-being of the general public. And you have to acknowledge that.
No, I don't acknowledge that. They eased it for 2 days. So COVID took a break for 2 days.
It did not, but Senator Franklin, you have to be fair, man. The government of Barbados, and if I remember correctly, At that time, the czar was still Richard Carter was still the czar, and the government of Barbados, through the Ministry of Health and the COVID monitoring unit, ensured that persons were following
What I think,
the requisite
my thing is that I
protocols. So you
think
have
that
to
a
be fair,
lot
man.
of
Don't come with that.
No, they didn't follow that. Look,
isn't it the people?
a fellow bet down the road to catch some money for his girlfriend and money for his child, and he got called with the police and he had to pay 5,000 or something. The laws in court. Some international football person come out and really do race, secret race, parks, and that was it. So nobody is handling this thing well, but we are making too many exceptions. The poor fellas getting squeezed. The international people, the people who are big. You actually then, for the chief medical officer, he changes 14 to 7 and to 6.
The 5 actually.
Out of 5, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm telling you. And you know why I believe he did that?
He was squeezed.
Yes. And one of the reasons why he could be squeezed.
I can't get a medical officer and get a medical certificate.
What they're getting back to is the point I made earlier. Public officers who are subject to appointment with the Prime Minister's blessing. In his case, he's an acting fellow, so he's not a permanently appointed person fellow. So he's not if the job come up again and he ain't doing people's bidding, what's gonna happen?
But no, son, it's
But the thing is, though, Senator, what I recognize is that I thought that a lot of the protocols that were put in place by the government, well, they had some slips. There were still very good things that they put in place. But what I found out is that Barbadians in themselves were not following a lot of the protocols in the way they should. We're talking about people going to clubs now not wearing masks. We've seen videos where people saying, they're not going to wear masks here and they're not going to wear masks there. It's also happening in other parts of the country. And I don't think the government can take so much of a responsibility for the actions of people. Well, I believe, though, when they held these 27 or 30 people in the club just around the corner, that those persons should have been charged to put a signal, because now you're having bus rides, you're having clubs being shut down, and now clubs are saying, oh, you're putting too much pressure on us. But you're literally seeing photographs where people are not observing these rules. I mean, I have the homeless here, and any feeding you come here and see, breakfast and lunch, they have on masks. They cannot even enter this building before the mask. I have masks, and the people were smart, and they probably would start a business. So this is good to then the clubs that sell masks.
So you get a few masks for you?
No, but you
I got some on
understand?
my bag. I decided to.
Yeah, it's great, but I understand you how you do. But what I'm just saying, in a $5 when I go to the club, is selling for 20. If you want to drink and be drunk and foolish, like, you got to pay. But I just saying a lot of the people have not taken the responsibility, and the government had said that.
The government is taking a political decision not to prosecute these people.
But you should. I think you should.
I think you should. Look, COVID is deadly. Don't let nobody fool you.
It is.
Right? And
But do you believe in herd immunity?
A person have COVID, they get in the lift, elevator, sneeze inside there. Then on a mask, that person comes out, you walk in the lift, and you breathe without sneeze, you got it. So, if it's something so easy to catch, why are you making exceptions, saying, but we can have a little break and this thing? No, people must learn
Y'all
that
got it wrong.
there is something of the greater good.
Alright, well, they understand the whole talk about COVID and stuff. I don't think COVID has reached the point where it is in our households as yet.
You don't want to get there.
We don't. So, while it's okay to focus on the local population, I think not enough pressure is being placed on the persons or the place of origin from people who are coming here and bringing the COVID. So, as easy as the lady walked out of the isolation, there are many persons who could have slipped through the cracks along the way that we didn't notice either.
Well, there were many.
Right? So, my thing is, while we are treating these visitors rather easy, then you want to come and clamp down on the local population. So, while I understand the mask and the social distancing in the clubs and the restaurants, we still got to be cognizant of the fact that people still have bills to pay, people still have food to buy.
What is that? The owners of the club?
Yeah, right.
But you can't make an excuse, though.
I ain't making the excuses for nobody. What I'm saying is right now, things are very, very hard for people financially, and people are going to try whatever avenues possible to try to make money. Well, you have the business open and what's not, and you enforce the mask and social distancing, that's good, that's great. But I don't think it is possible, or it should be plausible for the COVID czar or whoever to come in the club
The COVID monitor unit.
and shut down the whole club based off of the fact that one or two men ain't gonna match.
No, I'll tell you why it's all right.
It's
It's your club.
Mm-hmm. You're very
You
responsible.
will say to the people, you're not coming in here unless you go on a mask.
And if you take off
So
the
I'm gonna
mask,
take off the mask and
If you
say,
take off a mask and they catch you, put you.
but remember though, because I hear some people asking us about masks. Now remember, there's a part in there that says that if you're in a setting, a group setting,
You
and
can
you
actually-
can actually take off your mask in
Yeah.
a group setting. If you go to Sheraton Center and eat right now,
you can take off your mask.
and you're eating
You
at a
can't
table,
eat-
you
you can't
can't
eat
eat with a
with a
mask. We are at a table, we're drinking, we still try to observe as much distance as thing, but you're in a group setting, everybody is in that group, they can take off the mask. So remember again, what people are saying about the rules, you have to understand where the rules are and read the rules for yourself. A setting calls for
a
different.
question-
Don't
I-
take unnecessary risk.
No, correct.
You see,
want-
because if you say you want to go there make some money, right? You can't pay the bills when you're dead.
I want to put a question to you, Santa frankly, because you just ventured into a territory here. We're here talking about protocols. We're talking about COVID. We're talking about COVID marketing unit, everything. What is your stance on the impact of COVID? The impact of COVID right now and the economy of Barbados, and you know how much people is that sitting unemployed right now?
Probably 50, if I'm correct. I stand corrected.
No.
Probably 50.
During my contribution in the Senate when we brought the estimates,
Mm-hmm.
I said I can't debate these because all these figures going through the show. We have never experienced anything like this,
Okay.
right? Government has to come back and recast all those estimates because they estimate that we're going to make so much money from tourism.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening.
We can make zero this year.
Right? You see, so this has a very serious impact on people's livelihoods, people's lives, people's wealth,
Yeah.
but people's health is more important.
But you do realize that whilst you talk about people's health, and this is the delicate balance
Lives.
that a government has to tread now. And on one hand, you want to ensure that everyone remains alive and that no one catches the COVID virus. That is very good. But on the other hand, you recognize that if you have a situation where 50,000 people are out of work as they are now, and this situation continues for another year, that the economic using economists, give me the word.
Stability.
No, they need stability because people are going to be plunged into such a state of economic depression. Because let's get real, school starting back in September 21st or something, so right? There are a lot of parents who can't buy school shoes, school clothes, can't buy school books. They got a lot of people that don't even know. I hear the bank saying that they're gonna end the moratoriums. Now, then the bank goes and end those moratoriums for people, right? There are a lot of people who can't pay the loans. The NS, as you know, at some point will run out of money. Barbados can only borrow money from IMF for so long, right? So I mean, hold on. I have to say that I am in agreement somewhat with the measures that the Prime Minister is putting in place to more or less jumpstart the economy, and recognizing the fact that you have to balance the health risk versus the economic risk. Because if, as I said, if you allow this economic risk to continue, 10 years from now, Barbados can still be feeling serious effects of this crisis, you know.
Look, the government has to do something, has to try something. Welcome stamp is one of them, and they supported it.
Right.
What I'm saying to you, it is the unnecessary risk that you don't encourage. And the unnecessary risk I'm talking about is like, when you think that you can suspend COVID for 2 days so you can have your little parties and but that's nonsense.
Or somebody in America
has there
said
been
you
an
can't
upsurge?
come out in the day, but you can't come out in the you can come out in the day, but you can't come out in the night. Like if COVID was a night.
Yeah, you know,
night
that is crass stupidity. You know,
But has there been an upsurge in COVID cases since those 2 days?
No, there wasn't
You
any
gotta
upsurge in
understand
COVID
these
since we here, you know. They are not upsurge yet.
It's just it's
We are trying
Measures
to
are
make
working.
sure that we don't get it.
But the measures are working.
But casual, what my thing is that I honestly thought the government started the giving a bit too early. Whereas in terms of the relief funding,
Yeah.
because in my opinion, I believe yes, we understand that people out there do suffer. I really feel so I will know it. but at that point it was way too early because some people had lost a job but would have probably had savings. And I said to someone that the suffering for this COVID is not during COVID, but after the fact that people start to see that, okay, I would have dropped for 2 months, I would have dropped for 3 months, and then this is where we should have begun the giving stage and let the 6 months rally down, so they would have had 3 months and then 6
You see,
months
the giving was national. If you were working, you would get unemployment.
Right, I'm not talking about unemployment, I'm talking
Right?
about the
But I know you will get unemployment benefit, so you don't have to give then. You will probably have to give people after the 26 weeks. And so for them, their giving should start 26 weeks.
Correct.
There were other people who weren't working at all.
What
And the giving had to be immediate for them because
Correct.
they were relying on the people who were working to
fund the national DNS.
not to get them something. You have to know that you've got a brother that don't work nowhere and you give them some money, we come and stuff. But no, you're working.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That in this case, every situation is analyzed separately and differently.
So,
but I would have start with the NS and then start to give later so that those persons.
Another thing I want to put to you, there's a big debate in Barbados now about the actual deferring the severance. What are your thoughts on that?
And before we close, I would like also to touch on the boss so that we can wrap up about 8:30.
Yeah.
So about 10 minutes.
The changing the severance legislation and extending it for 6 weeks, so that 9 weeks,
Yeah.
was ignorant. It was done by people who did not understand the severance payment legislation, didn't read it. Because right now, all they did was postpone the inevitable for 9 weeks,
Yeah.
right? The people get 9 weeks gone and the tourists come back. So that was stupid.
But it still give us a little bit of breathing
I
space.
think in a breathing space, what it did was to hurt the workers and to deceive them. Because right now, when you change the legislation for this particular period, you have then taken away people's rights to severance in a way that most people do not understand or know. That when you were based redundant, you had a year in which to claim your severance pay before it.
Yeah.
Now, for these people who go up now, the government get 4 weeks.
So the question I have to ask you, because there's also the argument that a lot of these hotels really and truly were not prepared for a pandemic like this. So right, I agree. So to now ask one of these small hotels to have to pay out, I don't know, 50 or 60 staff members, right? They honestly may not have the money.
Look, I know that they might not have the money, but every employer who pays national insurance contributes to a severance fund,
Yeah.
right? When you can't pay the severance, you say the person, look, I can't pay. They go to national insurance.
And
National
they
insurance
pay.
will pay the severance, pay for you.
And then
But then they will recoup it from you over a period of time.
yeah, but the businesses have gone belly up.
But if they go on belly, the government never get back. That should we get back that money as soon as that, But the problem here is that these businesses are not expecting to go belly up, so they will be able to pay off that severance pay down the road.
But
Government did not give them that chance. Government deceived the workers and deceived the country
Senator Franklin,
by changing it to 4 weeks.
Senator Franklin,
to claim.
before you go any further, and I must be fair. You yourself just
But
said
that
that,
may
that. Hold on. You
Still what happened?
yourself just said that COVID is unprecedented. All right, and I'm going to call on the economists here, all right, to confirm that the figures that we have in Barbados now for the performance of Barbados economy shows that because of COVID, things have gotten really, really, really bad, and to the point that no one expects tourism to really come back in Barbados in full swing within the next 3 to 5 years, right? And even then, you have to wait and see if there's going to be a viable vaccine. And apart from having the vaccine, you have to see what protocols are going to be in place for people traveling. Then after you move from that, you have to instill confidence in the travelers abroad to actually want to get on an airplane or a cruise ship. And then it is so dynamic that the challenge is that we honestly are in really uncharted waters.
Yes, but what that has to do with government changing its service pay to unfair the average worker?
I don't think it's unfair. to
But it
workers.
is. It is.
The government
You
had to
a
do
year-
something.
But they had to do something. They could have done nothing, and the workers would have been better off.
I disagree.
You would be able to claim that severance pay is not automatic when you're laid off.
Do you believe in suspending severance pay right now?
I just you just I tell you no.
Hey, Joe, when you talking to you?
No.
Wait, let me touch on the boss.
You have to
Let me
look,
touch
you have
on
to
the
look at
boss.
what's happening.
Yeah, okay, we
situation.
all understand. But look, we touch
You might
on
have to suspend
we got about
severance.
7 minutes, Mr. Sorry, Friday. You want to touch on the boss program, and that was your future take on Barbados, and then we wrap up there. Well,
The
you-
BOSS program was another ill-conceived program that the government came up with. You want to generate, you want to start the economy running, right? You don't take money out of it. Those people who will take that money and go to the market, the fellow in the market will pay his staff will go downtown and buy clothes for the children and stuff, so the money will keep on turning. But when you take out that money, what are you doing? You are slowing down the economy when it's the time when you want it to grow. But what you're doing is you want to take out this money and give it the capital works program so that those people who are there who build the roads and who do all kind of stuff will get money. They will not put all that money back in the economy. But the average fella out there, the average civil servant out there, spends most of his salary, not all when the money come, or it will be going back to the to wealth in the economy. But those fellas will take that money. The government will get no contracts to build roads. They'll take 50% and build some bad roads that they normally do.
Do you recognize that in economics they got something called domino effect? So if I give you $10 and you take that money and you pay to Kimar here, then Kimar pays the money to Kimar, then Kimar takes the money and pay to you, and you pay to me, the money passes through about 10 or 15 or 20 different people's hands. So $1, based on the domino effect rule, could actually be worth $100. So the
But
government
you
is
taking it out of the economy, so he ain't got it to give you, and you ain't got to give him, and I ain't got to give back to you, and so-
remember the government also said that the BOSS program for workers is optional.
No, that's a lie.
It's not like
It
you
is-
don't
it is.
have to sign on if you don't want
It is
to.
not fact. It is not fact.
But Dr. Kevin
It
already
is
said
not
so.
fact, Jeremy. The fact of the matter is, your money is automatically deducted. You will have to sign a form saying that you don't want the money.
So it's optional.
That's not optional. If it was optional, you would have never taken out the money in the first place.
But it is just a matter of shifting accounts to suit the purpose I given to
The
you.
point of the BOSS program is to satisfy the IMF requirement to cut wages.
Yeah.
The government decided that they do not want to send home the workers, so the best thing is to try to reduce the money that they have to pay out and redirect the money into the capital.
So that's a bad. I don't think that's a bad
That's
thing.
a good
They're
move.
saving jobs, and you may have to read.
I remember the government
the
can
problem-
actually cut
the-
wages
the
based on
problem-
a law that was passed in 1995.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh,
See,
no,
every-
no, no,
okay,
no,
every
no,
go
that's
on
not
some more.
necessary,
Okay, every
yeah.
go on some more. The central bank is the only market available for these bonds, right?
Yeah.
If you look at tradable bonds, traditionally we would get bonds from the stock exchange. We could get bonds from commercial banks, credit unions, and other financial institutions in Barbados. The central bank is the only institution in the country taking these bonds, and I think maybe one credit union the most. The fact of the matter that if the commercial bank is not signing on, the other financial holders not signing on, it clearly proves that there's significant risk associated with the BOSS program. Because if it was this great investment, commercial banks dying for interest and money right now, and they would snatch it all if it was a good
But you
program.
know why? Nobody ain't taking it back. Because nobody will ever trust this government with the money again.
Good.
When they came and talked about this haircut nonsense,
And pass that
City of
collection
Bridgetown
action
Credit Union
clause,
lost over $10 million.
the debt restructuring.
You know, when they did this debt structuring thing, they came in there and destroyed people's lives.
I
But
disagree.
their first act of stupidity was to look. You had people who retired from public service and took their gratuity and said, "Well, I can buy some bonds with it. I can do this and I can do that and I can do it and invest it." They came and took away that money from people. One woman wrote to me and said, "Mr. Franklin, I get back my money again behind 17." And that's why the government had to go and fix it again because those things were brought to the government's attention. But when you're planning something like this, you don't.
But isn't it a good thing that they're fixing it, unlike the last administration that was adamant to the fact that if they did things and you had to live with it, and if you didn't want to live with it, you had to die without it. So isn't it a good thing that you have a government where it listens back to the people and it goes and makes sure that the people.
Would you have rather? Would
No,
you have rather the government?
I would rather the government that do it right the first time.
But can we always get it right?
Hold on.
first?
But this government has not gotten it right anytime.
Senator Franklin, would you have rather
I don't
this
think
government
that's
just
super.
come into office and kick the can down the road again?
It's not a question of kicking the can on the road. That was the easy thing to do. That was the easiest thing to do. You took away money from people who will not stand up.
They did not take away money. They said to you, listen, we are in a position. You have these funds. We just want to give you a haircut of 10 or 20%, and you will collect your money at a
You mean this
future
is the
date.
boss?
No, the boss, the first debt restructuring he's speaking
Okay.
about. And I mean, you have to be fair.
You don't collect the money.
But you know
my
how
credit union
inflation
lost $10
works.
million.
So, Banker, you know how inflation is work, and they expecting inflation to increase.
Well, these are the perfect conditions because now you who get $10 million down the road, based on the fact that the inflation in Barbados is not going to be negative,
But these ones don't
right?
grow.
Realistically, you're going to come out better 10 years down the road.
Those
No,
ones don't grow
That kind of interesting.
no, I'm not talking. We're not talking the boss bonds. You know, we're talking about the first debt restructuring.
Okay.
The man give you never.
Guys, Senator Caswell. All right, Mr. Beckford, please save your vote. So we're gonna wrap up now. It's going on to 8:30. Senator Franklin, we want to give you the last word. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add? Anything that you?
I don't think I really want to say anything more at this point. I've
Okay.
said enough.
Mm.
I just want to thank you for having me on your show, and let me know the kind of reaction you get. I'd be grateful for that. I don't want to bore people.
No problem. No, it was a very good reaction. We went all in the hundreds, so we had a good this high numbers in terms of the viewership. As I said, it's more than Parliament. But people have been reacting. As I said, just for those who out there, we have made sure we practice our safe distancing whenever we can. The table is a pretty big table. At some point, we may look jumbly because we are on rolling chairs, so we may roll about. At the same time, I don't know how we can have a conversation with masks on. So that is obviously going to be a challenge for us because all of us are the moderators, all of us are the hosts, all of us are the guests.
AC building.
We are in the AC building. So I don't know how it's possible for us to put on a mask and be your host. You would have to tell me how possible that is.
Maria Ben?
I can't tell you. I can't. I don't know. You got to tell me.
I can't say because we're
I can't say either way, but I'm going to end. So we hope we can take the other questions for next time. But again, you need to have Senator Franklin back, bring back voices, bring you back. So that's good. Good positive feedback. But no, it is always good to hear the views, and we've always said we've invited ministers, we've invited people. Our show is not about just we take who we can get, and if it is that the people that come is not always who the public wants, so be it. But our show is about bringing the briefing topics, and Senator Franklin has done wonderfully tonight by debriefing the topics. Again, we enjoy it. We enjoy this course. So before we go, please like the page, like the Debrief Barbados page, share the page, so that when we come live next time, you can know when we are live. We are growing. I think we're hitting almost like 20 to 30,000 views per month, which is good because we only come 4 times a week, and we are seeing the increase. So he has educated the masses. Yes, I think Senator Franklin did an awesome job tonight. We want to hear from you. Keep bringing your comments. Like the page, Debrief Barbados. Follow us. I'm your host, Kimar Safri. Next to me again, co-hosting with me is no, you're not Damani. Jeremy Beckford. It happens. This is Kimar Stewart. You have the man Small Simon left, and then you also have here with us Senator Franklin. You're getting it all the final set. You're the man. We can learn a lot from you as well. So people are giving you kudos. But yes, he's a very intelligent, educated person, and I would obviously implore that you go look and read for yourself, so that you can also make sure that you can substantiate a lot of if not all of what Senator Cadros have said today. And I think you could go on Parliament Barbados and see a lot of these acts as well. I don't think you could substantiate anything Jeremy said, but you could obviously substantiate what Senator Cadros.
What you're saying though is tell people to read.
Yeah.
You know, there's a saying, and people say, and I hate to hear it, but they say that if you want to hide anything from the Bible's version, put it in a book. And I tried that once because years ago my house was robbed, and I had some US. I had it hidden in the book. But all of it was still there. So, it might be true, but I would implore you, read for yourselves. You know, you might not understand the first time, and then if you don't understand, act. But don't take what people tell you for granted.
Correct.
Sometimes it's true.
Correct. And somebody saying bring Senator, Hillary Beckles. So Hillary. So Kimar, you can probably touch on that. You at university. Put in a word or two. But until next week, Tuesday, we want to say God blessing on everyone. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're in the active hurricane season. Do all that you can to make sure that you protect your family. And again, do everything you can also to help those that are in need. And you know, that is the best advice. See you again next week, Tuesday at 6:30. And stay with us for the debrief. Have a good night, everyone.